Pisces, welcome back, and welcome to those of you who have never been here. My name is Jackie. This is going to be for singles only. Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. And we can hopefully get some messages for you guys to talk about what your focus is right now, why you're single, what your blocks might be right now that you guys are dealing with. And we're going to pull a Black Moon astrology card for you guys first. As your crowning energy, we have Destiny, we have Yod. Okay, there's a lot to talk about with that energy for sure. For sure. Oh my gosh, Pisces, I could feel you guys are really, what's the word? I'm going to say going through it, but really working through old issues of some sort of dysfunctional relationship that you guys were in for sure. You're working through old energies, old scars. I'm feeling that very strongly. Okay, so this first is going to be what your focus is right now. And then these are going to be why you're single. And this is going to be speaking to your energetic blocks. And I'm going to just pull one wisdom of the oracle just to give you guys some extra advice for the energetic blocks and just some more info on that. Okay, so we'll pull one of the wisdom of the oracles to get some more info. Oop, the fates. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we have the fates with Destiny. All right, so whatever you've been through has completely been necessary as part of your overall path, as part of your overall purpose. This is all about you finding your destiny on a path that you were actually on as a way of avoiding your destiny, if that makes sense. But anyway, let's get into this. I had to say that. So we have Destiny, which is the Yod. Okay, some of you may have heard of that if you're into astrology. But let's talk about, this is a very interesting energy. And as I'm explaining this energy, because I think it's important for you to understand what it is, just know that it's definitely for your higher good. Your higher good is being served here, okay? So the ancients believed that the Yod was an area of fate in the chart that wasn't favorable. So a lot of people call it the hand, the eye of God, the finger of God, you know, 6 one, half dozen the other. It's the same thing. But basically, it's a triangular formation by two planets that are 60 degrees apart, while both are 150 degrees from a third planet. So really, in essence, all that means is it kind of makes like a thin pie shaped aspect. And this is linked to the Hebrew alphabet, which is the 10th letter, having very mystical implications, okay? Indicating like an omnipresence of God, and often denotes humility, because the energy is locked in this triangular pie-shaped configuration, which causes things in your life to be fated and typically difficult, but not without reward. So on the most mundane level, this indicates some sort of disruptive influence at work, some sort of disruptive influences that you're dealing with in your life. And it could really just be a matter of like ridiculous hours throwing you off track, an issue with someone. This can be you having a hard time focusing on work because of things going on in your personal life. But in a sense, this is about a lack of harmony and therefore tension that results from that. So this can bring about feelings of intense stress and restriction at this time. There can also be a sense of being different from those around you, which I know so many Pisces do feel, because you know what, guys, you usually are different in a good way, you know, than the people around you, because your intuition is just, you know, you're the most intuitive sign of the zodiac. So you're often seeing things that other people don't, but this is making you feel alone right now and kind of feeling just like out of step with others for a time. And this is telling me that a situation in your life may be chaotic right now or may soon turn that way. And it's going to be very hard to see clearly on this path of chaos, but it's important that you weather through it, okay? This is not really a bad thing, because it's a process of finding out right now. More than anything, what I'm getting is what works and what doesn't work for you. And now is going to be a time to be scaling things down and weeding out what's no longer necessary in your life, you know? But even more than that, this energy is about finding your own truth. Even though that truth may not be reflected through others, which is not an uncommon thing for you guys, but this is like growing pains, Pisces, growing pains. You may be feeling very unsupported during this time, having to manage things very much on your own, but at the same time, this may be very much what you actually want, you know, like to work through things on your own. It's a very inward energy of coming to your own truth. It's like you all need to know exactly. That's not how I wanted to say it. You have all the tools in your toolbox to figure out what it is you need to figure out and what it is you're looking for. You really don't need anybody's external influence, advice, or bullshit, right? You have everything you need, you know? And now on a more positive note with this energy absolutely indicates great circumstances for achieving whatever goal you're set out on right now. Be prepared for some sacrifices on your part, okay? But be patient and adaptable, because the energy is really in your favor. This is all about, Pisces, you fulfilling your greater purpose, the one that you were actually born for. And this applies to every area of your life, not only in work, but heavily in relationships as well. So this is going to be just you putting everything out on the table and looking at everything, which I'm getting such a healthy vibe from that, which is great. Okay, the first card we have here for what your focus is, we have the Strength Reverse, which indicates to me that you are in a space of feeling weak in as far as your will to move forward in some area of your life, okay? And I'm getting that you're trying to avoid, you don't want to do any nonsense. You're trying to avoid risk. You're trying to avoid conflict. You really aren't in a space you feel of any strong decision making right now. This can refer to you ignoring your instincts altogether, or allowing fear of conflict to stop you from taking action in a certain part of your life, kind of like an analysis paralysis space. But this avoidance would end up holding back your personal growth right now. So this is the time to look at whatever situation this is, you know. And I'm getting that this could be something that happened in your past that's just still in your field of energy, and really looking for the lessons in it, you know. Because you have to remember, whatever we resist persists, right? So you want to try to avoid that overthinking and sit down and just do the very best you can to get to the core of the issue that is bothering you, okay? And then we have the Knight of Swords, which indicates unpredictable, you know, and a tempestuous energy right ahead of you, that you're going to be needing to deal with some sort of roller coaster of high and low emotions. Truths coming to light, underlying conflicts being exposed. I mean, this can be very stressful for some of you, but it can also be very eye-opening, you know, very illuminating for a lot of you. So ultimately that could be very positive, you know. So, I mean, in that way, I do like that. Now, for others of you, you may be meeting someone new. And this kind of energy, okay, the Knight of Swords energy is funny and smart and entertaining, but you do need to be mindful of the downside of this energy, which is somebody who does get bored very easily and is the type who can cause drama and not take full responsibility for it. So, Pisces, I have to call it how I'm feeling it, and I am feeling that this is really not a healthy energy for you. If you wanted it to be like a for a minute thing, you know what I mean? Like a little going into the summer stint, but I don't feel like this is a healthy energy for you to get involved with right now. Not only because I'm feeling like you're in this very pivotal point of really looking at your past and really feeling very committed to ending whatever cycles that you've had going on in your life. This is such a heavy period of self-growth that if you meet this person and you try to invest any more of them in them just being like fun for a minute, and that's hard for Pisces. It depends on what else is in your plate with any, you know, what's in your chart. Like if you also have a lot of Sagittarius or Scorpio in your chart, it might be a little different because you're able to kind of disconnect in that way and just have those fun relationships. But for the basic archetype of Pisces, it is, because you're such a feeling energy, it's hard for you to have that fun time Charlie kind of stinty sort of relationship. And the thing is, you're able to do it with people if you feel that they really, really care about you. Where if you're the one who's going to be short term, but if you're dealing with someone who's very unpredictable, like you're not comfortable in that energy at all. So I don't know if that would be such a healthy thing for you. For those of you who are going to be meeting somebody like that. But anyway, that's where the focus is right now. So I gave you a couple of different scenarios. You can apply it however you see fit. Now getting into why you're single, we have the shadow side reverse, which is actually more positive than the upright. And this is about you making a decision that's actually going to be so much easier than you initially thought, which I like this, because we go from the analysis paralysis over something and you actually making a decision. But this decision is why you're part of the reason why you're single, okay? Because you're going to be able to see right through people in an even greater way than Pisces already does. I mean, you guys are, you know, you're the most intuitive of the whole zodiac, you know? You're going to be fully recognizing the shadow side of other people. And the thing is, a lot of you guys are going to be recognizing the shadow side of yourselves, you know? And the relationship, any relationships that you've been in, you're going to be really honest right now in this space, you know? And too, I mean, look, the negative, the shadow sides could be anything from addiction to persistent negative thinking. And you just realizing you don't want that in your life anymore. You're tired. You're tired. I'm getting many of you have dealt with this in your life. It's extremely exhausting. And even in ourselves, right? Because I am getting a lot of you guys are going to be looking at the shadow sides of yourselves, your own addictive tendencies, your own abilities to take negative things and push them into the very back of your closet and make believe they're not there, you know. But you're going to be going through this right now where you're taking the blinders off, you know, and you're seeing everything from a very practical and realistic perspective, because this is a Capricorn energy, which is very grounded, very practical, which I think is totally healthy. So I actually really like that for you. Because part of why you're single is because you're really trying to figure your stuff out before taking on anything else. So if you're going to have this little side thing as just like an escape valve, like a little release valve, just to have a minute of fun, just as long as you don't divert away from doing the inner work that the energy is supporting that you do right now, you know. And then we have the Knight of Cups, which indicates a very emotional time for some of you guys. This is going to be you guys feeling really like, all right, I've been through it. I'm looking at my stuff and all of that, but I'm really ready to love at the same time. And I'm getting that many of you have identified a new love interest. I'm getting that many of you have met someone new. And the energy here suggests to pay attention, though, to see if their actions match their words. Don't get swept away too easily with this energy, because this typically indicates someone hiding behind a false persona. For others of you, this can indicate an overall sense of just not trusting in any kind of new relationship. You want love. You feel it very strongly, but many of you are in a place where you're just actively healing things from your past. So while you want the new relationship, you're really struggling to trust and believe in the ability of a healthy relationship coming into your life at this point. You know, it's like you're looking at relationship through the eyes of hurt and emotional exhaustion, you know? And don't beat yourself up about that, because I actually think that's healthy, because that means you're stopping to let yourself think and feel instead of, because Pisces can do that, you know? I mean, look, every sign has their thing, okay? And Pisces does, it's a sign of escape, and it's a sign of burying and not wanting to look at things. And there's such a strong energy here of you just saying, you know what? I'm not doing that anymore, man. I'm not willing to do that anymore. I want to stop the cycles. I want to just be happy. And obviously what I've been doing hasn't been working out, so I need to really look at the stuff. And I need to understand that no matter what I brought to myself, I am a common denominator in all of it. And I have to look at my own stuff, but I also have to recognize what I've been allowing. And this is, hello, you cannot get a healthier mindset than that, right? As you're trying to figure things out. And then we have the line of what your energetic blocks are. So we start out with the oracle, which is the fates. Come on now. Yeah, your crowning energy is destiny. We have fate. So, all right, I am loving this, okay? Because this is your advice. This is fate. This is karma. This is acceptance. There are things that you cannot change, and you have to recognize what those are. This is the Serenity Prayer card. For those of you who are not familiar with the Serenity Prayer, it's God, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. This is all about accepting other people for who they are and understanding that you just can't change them. The challenge is to accept them, people, okay? Just people as they are, and try to not make them otherwise to suit you. This is an energy asking you to look at how you attempt to mold people to fit your view of how you think they should be so that you can stay in the relationship in a more comfortable way. And that sounds so harsh, but we all do that sometimes, So I have to say that, for those of you who are in a space of thinking about a reconciliation, because I am getting this very heavy for many of you, you need to really ask yourself, is how they are and whatever path that you were on, is that really an okay thing for you for the rest of your life? And the answer is going to be no on the other side of that. So now is the time to accept that you can't change them. You can't change them. And the thing is, accepting this as a way of honoring yourself and as a way of honoring spirit and even the other person. Even if this means completely moving on mentally and emotionally, given that you guys are physically separated right now. It's really coming to terms with this type of acceptance of they are who they are, they were who they were, they will be who they will be, and that you just can't change them. See, unconditional love for each of us is really our own journey, and we can't direct that in someone else. And this energy also does say whatever relationship from your past that you might be thinking about, it's just still in your energy field, has absolutely been fated in your life. Right? And that you're meant to evolve into a better version of yourself as a result of it. So, nothing's wasted here at all. Okay? And then we have the Three of Swords, which indicates a painful truth. And we're still with your energetic blocks. Some sort of painful truth that you're dealing with right now. Clouds of doubt are cleared, which is really good. And this is you facing reality, which also is good. I'm getting that many of you have been betrayed in the past, or at least felt some sort of disloyalty in a past relationship that's still, the scar is still very active in you, And while this does indicate the confusion lifting and you moving forward on a path of healing, this is still currently in your field of energy, and it's still serving as a block for you in a way where it's illuminating a sign on your forehead that says, keep out, I'm not ready yet. Even though you may not even realize that. And it happens to all of us, when you're still cleaning up residue from something in your past. That's why the healing is really very important. And that's the danger of relationship hopping, of going from one relationship to the next, because then you're never able to heal. So then you're always carrying that stuff from one relationship to the next, okay? And then finally we have the Hermit reverse, which tells me that Pisces, you're feeling very alone right now, very unsupported. You know, however, this is more of an attitude than a reality. And, but I am getting this is very much by choice, right? I mean, your energetic block to you being single right here is actually by choice, because you just really want to figure stuff out, you know? This totally speaks back to the astrology card of destiny there. You working inwardly and very successfully. So, you know, as you work through and identify exactly what it is that you're willing to accept in relationships and not accept, what works for you, what doesn't work for you, you're actively going through your metaphorical closet right now. You know, keeping the good, throwing out the bad. This is all really, really healthy. So, yeah, I'm getting like you guys, a good majority of you are in the space of focusing on work, hanging out with your friends, doing a lot of introspective work, and you want love. You do, but you want healthy love. And you're realizing that that has not been in your life in the way that you need it to be. And I really feel like many of you are really understanding your level of sensitivity right now. And you're owning it and embracing it and not making excuses for it anymore. And that's beautiful, because that's how you're going to evolve into the truest version of yourself within yourself, not only within a relationship. So entirely positive, entirely positive. Yeah, good stuff, Pisces, good stuff. Yeah, and that's what I have for you. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. I'll see you guys for the beginning of June reads. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.